Forget about your supercars for a wee minute. Forget about all those big fancy schmancy cars that are going to set you back way over 100 grand. Because I've something here. It's a wee pocket rocket. And it's just as likely to stick a smile on your face. GR Yaris. Look at it. We're in its natural habitat. We're under a bridge and it looks stunning. I mean, I love this aggressive grille along the front, and you can see there the GR4 print on the front of the grille. So nice. I love these aggressive looking headlights. I love these air intakes here. Look at the wheels. My God, the wheels. Those red GR brake calipers. GR badging. The black, the carbon fiber roof. You might not be able to see that in this light, but oh, hear it? Stunning. And then when you come around the back, I love how its hips come out like Shakira in a music video. It's just so nice. And then you haven't even seen the nicest part. Come around, do you see the back of this car? I mean, look at that. How stunning is that? Right, let's have a quick juke at the interior while I'm driving around. I mean, interior's going to be a tricky one with the GR Yaris, isn't it? You're not buying it for how it looks inside. You're not buying a GR Yaris to drive around to your mate's house and say, look at my ambient lighting, because they're going to be like, you do know what you've bought, don't you? But there are some downfalls to the interior of the Yaris, I'm sorry to say. Firstly, this sweepy plastic thing in front of me, I think is absolutely bogging. It looks like a wheelie bin, to be perfectly honest, but I can live with that when we get to the performance, and we will get to the performance. Also, another little gripe that I have about the interior, we'll get to the good points in a wee second, is this gear shifter. It's come straight out of a bog standard Toyota Corolla. I mean, there's nothing on that gear shifter to tell me that I've bought a GR Yaris. It's just so plain, and it looks like it's in a granny's car or something like that. I mean, you could be in any car looking at that gear shifter. I expect a little, even a stamp into the leather with the words, or the letters GR on it. You know, something like that just wouldn't go amiss. Everything else, but I can't complain. You've got an infotainment system. I mean, I'd have been happy even without an infotainment system in this car, because I'm sitting in this to drive it, not to flick through Spotify. I want to hear the engine noise. I don't want to hear the top 40. You know what I mean? But you do. You get wireless CarPlay, Android Auto, decent enough Toyota infotainment system in there. You get a virtual cockpit in front of you, driver's display, whatever you want to call it, and it gives you all the sort of bits of information that you need, how much fuel you've used in 6 minutes, and things like that. You still get your physical buttons for your climate control, which I do love. Toyota always give you that, and I really love that, as opposed to swiping screens and all that head-wrecking stuff that you don't need. Kind of like the simplicity of the climate controls down here. You've got this little twisty button here, which turns you from normal to gravel, if you're in gravel conditions. You've got a track mode button down here as well, which is a big do not push me button if you're on the road, but you know, it's one of those things, you're going to push it, aren't you? Of course, you're going to push it. What else do you have? You've got a drive mode selector here, which gives you normal, sport, custom, and eco. Eco? In a GR Yaris? Have a word with yourself, Toyota. That's blasphemy. Greta Thunberg's got to be commenting underneath this. Leave it a thumbs up. Sorry, Greta. Sorry, Toyota. There's only one mode I'm going to be driving this car in. And an eco. And in terms of performance, oh Jesus Christ, it's got it. Wow. You know, I've never in my puff, and I've got to be honest here, I don't hate Toyota. I like Toyota. I think they're really well built, lovely cars, and they're so reliable. I mean, take the Corolla, for example. It's the world's best-selling car ever. But this is the first Toyota I've properly sat in behind the wheel of and went, wow. Wow. I mean, this car is just staggering. Blows my mind. The way it handles in these corners, not a bother to it. Grabs the road. I mean, I couldn't put this car in a hedge if I tried. Don't want to scud myself in this tight corner. Look at that, just rips round this corner. Not a bother. That was such a tight corner, and it just stuck into it. No bother at all. The brakes are good. And then you've got that little backfire noise when you're coming down the gears. When the gearbox is coming down the gears, you get that little, you know, aggressive sound. But this car is amazing to drive. Yes, it may look like a bin inside, but it's phenomenal to drive. You need to test one of these for yourself. Maybe if you're nice to the guys at Charleshurst Toyota in Belfast, they'll let you have a ripping one. Under the bonnet, it's got a 1.6 litre 3-cylinder turbo kicking out 257 brake horsepower. Doesn't sound like much? Well, it only weighs just over 1,200 kilos. On the off chance you're a dad or a mum and you want to buy a GR Yaris, a child seat does fit in the back, but you can hear from my breathlessness that it took me 45 days to get it into the back. Also, when you put this seat back, there ain't gotta be much room for booby's legs. At around 35 to 40 grand, it's not cheap for a Yaris. But for what it gives you, honestly, it's one of the most exciting cars on sale today.